New York, we really did, man. We really did it.
New York was alive yesterday, that's for certain. Hi, everyone. Welcome to First Take and happy Juneteenth. I am Shay Cornett. We've got Big Perk there in the monitor, big monitor, and Vincent Goodwill. Hello, how are you? Lots to get to today. Of course, we're going to start with the Knicks because it's almost been a week since they were crowned champs, and the Knicks parade brought all of New York and then some out yesterday to celebrate that Knicks championship for the first time in 53 years. The parade made its way up Broadway in Lower Manhattan and ended at City Hall, where everyone was introduced. Speeches were made. But the Finals MVP, Jalen Brunson, had a poignant note for anyone that has doubted him or this Knicks team. Listen.
There's a lot of people that have a lot of negative stuff to say. There's a lot of people who have a lot of opinions. But when you prove them wrong, you really don't have to say to them. Nah, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
So Jalen Brunson obviously has a title now, but prior to winning a chip, was he the most slept-on star in the NBA? Perk, what do you think?
Hell yeah, he was. Hell yeah, he was. And it's been that way his entire basketball career. Even going back to his Villanova days, he was slept on coming out of high school when Jay Wright decided to take a chance on him as that guy. He was slept on when he was drafted in the second round in the NBA draft, when the eye test had showed us that he was a proven winner. And then all of a sudden, you saw what happened in Dallas. They disrespected him by trying to lowball him what I believe with a $50+ million contract. And all of a sudden, he gets to New York. And ever since he's been in the Knicks uniform, this man has been nothing but great, playing at an all NBA level. And it was almost to the point where he had to get it done in order for people to believe in him, in order for people to believe that he's one of those dudes. Jalen Brunson right now today, is the top 5 player in the NBA. You cannot name me 5 players that you're taking over Jalen Brunson to lead your team. He has the humble approach. He respects the game of basketball. He's a 3-level scorer. He's unguardable. He's a natural leader. He holds himself accountable. He never throws anyone under the bus. He never makes any excuses. He just go out time and time again and bust your favorite players, you know what.
Agree or disagree? You think he was the most slept-on player in the NBA then?
I think the questions we had about the Knicks were not about Jalen Brunson leading up to this. I think if the Knicks had won in 24 when he first got there, I think that's a different conversation. But since he's been in the Knicks uniform, he's proven himself to be a commodity that plays well in the clutch, that is unflappable, that despite whatever circumstances around him, he's going to show up. We had questions about Mike Brown as a coach. Could he wrangle this talent? Could he replace Tom Thibodeau? We had questions about Karl Anthony Towns. Could he rise to the occasion? Could he be the second option? Could he play on both ends of the floor, especially defensively? We had questions about Mikal Bridges. Would he be worth those first-round picks? The one player we did not have any real reservations over was probably Jalen Brunson. The discussion about can a 6'2" guy or under lead a team to a championship, yes, that was part of a discussion, but that had less to do with him and more to do with other ancillary things, not how he performed. So I don't think he was necessarily slept on. I think if we're going to sleep on someone, we've written Dirk Nowitzki off for dead in 2011. That 2006-2007 span of losing the 2-0 lead in the finals and then getting knocked out in the first round of your MVP year, we eliminated Dirk from that conversation until 2011 happened. That's why it was such a big surprise. We acknowledged that Dirk was a superstar. We acknowledged that Dirk was a Hall of Fame player, but we thought his time had passed. We thought that his window had passed and he had choked it away. I don't think we ever looked at Jalen Brunson and said he's going to choke something away.
No, we didn't, Vinny, but you brought up a great point, and it's a video that's been circulating since he won the championship when I was on NBA Today with Becky Hammond. And listen, Becky Hammond is an all-time great, she's an all-time great coach, but she was wrong. Okay, she said that Jalen Brunson was not that dude. She was lying to all of us when she said that. He had to go out and prove that you still could get it done at 6'2", 6'1", that he could be a leader of a team, because no one really believed that a guy this small at this size could lead a team to an NBA championship. Everyone believed in Steph Curry. Nobody really believed in Big Body Brunson. We knew that everybody knew that he was talented, but we didn't know he was able to elevate his level of play. Well, I did. That's why I nicknamed him the Big Body Brunson. But even coming into the finals, think about this. Everyone was saying that, hey, the winner out of OKC and the Spurs is going to win the championship. Everyone was saying the Western Conference Finals was basically the NBA championship. And Jalen Brunson said, everybody keep a cool booty. I'm right here. David versus Goliath. And he showed up in great fashion. Again, when we talk about this young man, he's an all-time winner. When we rank the highest winners of all time, when we think about Magic Johnson, who won in high school, who won at Michigan State, and then got to the Lakers, who delivered multiple championships, Jalen Brunson is in that same conversation. He always prove people wrong. He always walks into arenas as the underdog and always come out on top. He has been victorious at every single level.
I don't disagree with that on its face, but I think he answered a lot of the questions before we got to this point. Like, as far as him being a great winner, he's shown it at every level. Again, I go to the questions that, even the Becky Hammon stuff, and I think it's kind of weird that we want to humble Becky Hammon like all of a sudden, because there was only a short list. It was a very small list of players 6'2" and under to lead a team to a title. So for her or anyone else to say that wasn't a disrespect. It just looked at history and said there's been a lot of great players at that size who were not able to lead their team to a title. If you wind up being added to that list of people who couldn't, it's not a mark against you, just like it's not a mark against the Allen Iversons of the world or the Damian Lillards of the world most recently. It just means that sometimes the stars don't always align for you, circumstances outside of your control. The thing that worked for Jalen Brunson this season was that, or this playoff run, was that Karl Anthony Towns discovered his role, which was completely outside of Jalen Brunson's control, which unlocked Mikal Bridges, which unlocked all these other elements. Jalen Brunson has always been this guy. He's always been a clutch guy who you trusted in the last 5 minutes of a game. He didn't become more clutch this season. He became a better leader, maybe a better galvanizer, but always felt like he had that in him. Sometimes when you win a championship, it's about all these things working for you, and then you being the guy that you've always been. Jalen Brunson is the guy he's always been.
I agree with that, Vinny. I think that we, especially us, we know he's always been clutch and how great he's been, but like, he wasn't first team All-NBA. He was not in the conversation for MVP. So maybe from the outside, like,